All right, everyone, welcome back to Bridge the Gap podcast. This is episode 3. I'm Lauren,
And I'm the dad, Scott.
and we just want to say thank you for continuing to support us through these first 2 episodes. We're still playing around with a little bit of the technical stuff and finding a good day to post these things. We tried out a Friday, did not see as much positive response as we did when we posted on a Thursday. For the first episode. So we're going to try this week posting on Wednesday. So happy Wednesday when everyone's going to be able to watch this. And then we'll see what works best for us using those analytics moving forward.
Yeah. And I think, you nailed it, right? We're still trying to figure this out. We're not professionals. We're doing our best. But I will say, I was with a bunch of people on Saturday night and got some really good feedback in person. One of our neighbor friends said that he watched both of our episodes that morning because he was up early because he's used to getting up for work and no one was up. So he had his coffee and watched it. He said it was really, really good. And then I got a text from my cousin who said that he loves them, thinks it's awesome. So even though maybe we didn't reach as many people with episode 2, the feedback's been amazing. So we're just going to try and find the best time and best day to do it, and continue to play with the format. I did post another little clip from episode 2 last night on our Facebook page. So if you haven't checked that out, that's called Bridge the Gap Pod on Facebook. So check that out. We'd love you to like it and follow it. So Bridge the Gap Pod. But the other thing I want to make sure is we're not going to talk about something serious all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not that serious. I mean, we're serious about a lot of things, but we're not that serious. We talked about COVID because it was a good topic to talk about how the family dynamic changed, our relationship changed, how we dealt with it in 2 totally different perspectives. So,
Yeah.
I thought it was a good topic to talk about. Today, we'll talk about something much lighter and fun, and
Yeah.
try and make you guys laugh a little bit, maybe, or maybe go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, that's funny, ha ha ha," or whatever, right?
Yeah. And so my dad and I post clips, kind of like a little teaser trailer on every platform, really. Um, just to give a little insight, and we post different clips on each platform as well. So if you want to get more than just one little teaser of what we might be talking about, we're also on Instagram, underscore bridge the gap with 2 P's at the end. So GAPP. That's where you can find us on Instagram. And then on TikTok, we're bridgethegap.pod. And we got our last clip went a little viral, to be honest. We got over 12,000 views.
Wow.
And we got 180 likes, 21 comments, 19 saves, and 26 shares. So,
Nice.
I mean, the like to view ratio isn't ideal, but at least we're still getting out there. People are seeing our stuff, and we've gained a few followers, and hopefully we can just keep y'all interested and plugging along with us as we go through all the highs and lows of dad-daughter relationship and just being a young adult nowadays with all the stuff going on.
Yeah, that's a good example of our generational gap in trying to figure it out, right? I don't even have TikTok. I never had it. I know I'm a loser, but that's
You are, because I see so many TikToks where I'm like, oh my God, my dad would pee his pants if he saw this. And then I go to send it and I'm like, he's not even gonna, I can't even share it with him.
It's such a drag too, because you used to be able, if you got it texted to you or something, you could at least watch what was texted to you, and then they changed the rules. So
Yeah.
now I can't even watch them. So whenever like friends of ours
But
send
remember,
clips,
that's because of the whole like privacy of my data thing. That's why they did that.
yeah,
It's so it protects people's data more. So you have to actually have the app integrate to their terms and conditions first. Which, can you please download it, because I have so many things that I want to send to you, and I'm not going to sit there and screen record 100 TikToks, because Dad, there's some, it'll be like 1:30 in the morning, and I know you also stay up late. And there's some,
Sometimes.
it's like one of those where it's like, it's only funny because it's 1:30 in the morning, but I'll be like rolling around in my bed, like crying, laughing, my abs are aching. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish my dad could see this. And you don't have TikTok.
Yeah, all right. I'll revisit the thought. It's funny because your mom and I are on this group thread with friends of ours, and we always send each other videos. So if it's a reel from Instagram or Facebook, I can do that, right? Every once in a while, one will come through on a TikTok, and I have to wait for your mom to pull it up so I can watch it. It's so stupid. But yeah, I should probably put it on, especially if we're doing this and posting it on there. It'd probably be good to see.
Yeah.
Just another example of our gaps in generation. But I get everything I need out of Instagram and Facebook. I mean, and X. I'm on X too. So we don't have a page on X, but I posted on my page on X the clips. And while you talk, I'll look up what that handle is because I don't even know what it is. I'm such an idiot.
No, it's fine. Learning your handles. The only reason I know handles so well is because, like, again, that's how my generation communicates. So it's like you have to know your information off the top of your head. It's like knowing your phone number in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to know it so that when people, you go to the bathroom at a bar and you're waiting in line with these girls and they're like, oh my God, what's your Instagram? And you just have to be able to like rattle it off. Like, here I am.
Well, I've gained followers since I've posted, which is on X.
Mr. Popular.
I know. I have 357 followers on X now.
Ooh.
I don't even know that many people. So that's pretty cool. And then, so if you ever want to see if you don't go on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and you're on X, I am at Scott, SCOTT, 175-69257. I don't even know how that even got assigned to me. I don't know how to change that. So
I'll help you.
Yeah, now that
was a mouthful.
It really was. Don't even ask me to try and repeat it. But now that you're home for a few weeks before you transition to phase number 2 or 3 since high school,
I would call it 3.
You can help me out because I think when I post on Facebook, I post a reel and I post a post, and sometimes it looks like I duplicate one or both. So you got to help me with that stuff.
Yeah, I will.
It's so crazy. My dad used to look at me and be like, that stuff, when it was like Nintendo and PlayStation and stuff. He's like, That just reminded me of Gabriel Iglesias' stand-up Fluffy when he goes, whatever. And he talks about that song. But that's what my dad...
Is that what you guys were referencing last night at dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, so for everyone who doesn't know, I'm home for the next month. I lived on my own in Columbia, South Carolina, and I attended school at the University of South Carolina. And because life happens how it happens, I am transitioning and moving on. I'm going to be moving to Clemson and attending Clemson University. So we just moved me out of my apartment yesterday, and now I'm back in my high school bedroom in case it wasn't blatantly obvious, with the Harry Styles on the wall and the vines in the corner. Okay. So, I'm here for the next month, and then I'm going to be moving on to start a new adventure with hopefully less high school bullshit. And I'll say it again.
Yeah, no kidding. So
I promise everybody I'll help my dad work out his technical difficulties. Bear with him. He's doing his best.
Yeah, and it's not
at the dinner table. The reason I talked about the dinner table was because last night was my first night home, and we got Panda Express. We're all eating, and this is where we kind of touched on this in the first episode. How we're just not a PG family. Like we make crazy jokes. I mean, we sit at the table and we hold up pieces of chicken and go, "That looks kind of suggestive." Like we have some issues, but
we're a mess.
we were all laughing last night, and my mom pulled out this great joke and then referenced that skit. So now I'm able to put those two together.
Yeah. So credit to where credit's due. Gabriel Iglesias talks about going to a food truck after the bar, and he always wants to find the food truck with women in it because they treat him so nicely when he orders a taco. And then he goes, sometimes I would go to a food truck and it would be all guys, and he orders a taco and they're like mad at him for ordering. And he talks about the Mexican culture that has this saying that's not even a saying. And I can't even do it right. I don't do it justice. He's like, gah, or however he does it. Right. So now your mom and I have just, we haven't listened to it since, because we listened to it on satellite radio. Netflix is a joke radio. And, but we are a family, like you said. We're a little crazy, and we grab something and don't let go, right? So that's what she said, Michael Scott stuff. I started that 18. We'll have to tell that story another day. Oh, my God.
No. Please let me tell that story now. Please.
All right, you can tell in a second, but we're a family that quotes movies constantly. Like even today, before we ran out, we said, "You're serious about that?" And we're like, "What movie is that from?" And we remembered it's from My Cousin Vinny, when the judge talks to him about wearing a suit, right? And you were serious about that? And we do it all the time. I think in the first episode, I'm wearing a "That's What She Said" shirt, right? So
yeah, because before we start recording, I go, "Way to show people who we are right off the bat."
It's perfect, right? So, and it's such a bummer because I'll quote stuff from the 80s, like mid 80s, Weird Science quotes, or Breakfast Club
Back to the Future.
Quotes,
We do Back to the Future.
And we have friends that aren't as big of movie buffs as we are. So when they say something, your mom and I will start laughing and we'll play on it, and they're like looking at us like, "What's that?" So that
happened in my apartment all the time. Like,
right.
I'd like be telling a story, and then I'd throw a reference in there, and my roommates would just look at me and be like, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you guys, you've never seen this?" Like, blah, blah, blah.
You've
like,
never
what
seen
is
Revenge of
wrong?
the Nerds? Anyway.
All right, let me tell the story.
Yeah, this is not one of my shiny moments at all.
This is one of my shiny moments, guys. This is one of the best stories of my entire life. Okay. So it's like 2018, right? My family and I are down in Myrtle Beach or Charleston area.
Myrtle Beach.
For one of my softball tournaments. Okay. So one of the nights, it was a 2-day tournament. It was a Saturday night. And one of my close friends is on the team, and naturally our parents are close friends. So, we're all hanging out in a hotel room, and then my friend and I go to bed.
We were watching the World Series, the Dodgers World Series.
You can exclude the part where I cried.
I'm not going to, I wasn't even going to bring it up. You brought it up.
Well, I thought he was going to air me out. I cried when the Dodgers lost one of the games. I really did. But
we'll get back to the Dodgers in a minute
anyway. Lord. So my dad and my friend's dad stayed up later with a strong alcohol choice.
It's not even that strong, but it was very popular back in 2018, especially for us middle-aged guys. So it was a bottle of Fireball. I'm not ashamed to admit that I drank it. They had put it in the freezer in their hotel room, so it was very cold. And for whatever reason, we're on the beach, we're looking over the beach. It just tasted really good. And
yep. And this is where I take over, because this is where my dad doesn't remember what happened. So I don't even know how he got back to our hotel room, to be honest, guys, because my friend's room was so like the hotel was like kind of like 2 towers with like connections in between. We were on the left tower. They were on the right tower. So my dad had to walk from right tower, left tower, and find our hotel room. How he found our hotel room is a mystery. Whoever was the security guard that night watching the cameras had the time of their life. I promise you.
We have commented several times that we wish we could have called the hotel back and asked for the video, because like I said at the beginning, and some of you that are going to watch this may not know me that well to know, but oh my God. We drank the whole bottle, me and my buddy. And to Lauren's point, they were on one tower, so you had to go to the elevator, go down where the lobby and all that area connects the 2 towers. And then I had to go into a different elevator back up. And I, for the life of me, 7, 8 years later, have no idea leaving, how I got there, how I got up there. But I will tell you this, and then you can continue the story because you'll pick it up when I got back to the room. I
Yep.
had a bruise, and I don't bruise very easily. I had a bruise probably that big on my left hip. So I clearly fell either numerous times or fell a great distance or bumped into something over and over and over again. So it's not my proudest moment, um, but we all have them, right? And now that she's old enough, I mean, she witnessed it in person,
I
but now
did.
that she's old enough, we can talk about it and laugh about it. So, just going full circle about why we do this podcast, right? So we talked about technology and the gap and how you're going to help me. And now we're talking about your dad being so hammered, he still can't remember how he functioned.
So he comes back into the hotel room, and you can tell he's trying his absolute hardest to be dead silent. So we're in kind of like a suite type of hotel room. So my brother and I are on the pull-out couch, and my dad comes back into the room. So loud. But I couldn't even be mad. I mean, I was a little mad because we had to be up at like 7 a.m. We had like the 8 o'clock game, right? Or 9 o'clock game.
It was
But
early.
it was early, and I couldn't even be mad because my dad is literally stumbling by the door to take his shoes off, whispering to himself about how he needs to be quiet. And then he walks into the bedroom, wakes my mother up, who is now upset that he's woken her up.
She was mad.
He is giggling like a school child, like giggling like there is candy all over that room. And my mom goes, Scott, you need to be quiet. And he goes, I am being quiet. So then the next day, right?
Hold on. So add this. So I heard this secondhand, obviously, because I don't remember. Apparently, your mom, when I went to take my shorts off, she to this day does not know how this happened. It defies all logical conceptual understanding of gravity and balance. So I guess I took my shorts down and then stood up, and it was like someone pulled the rug out from under me because I literally went like this and my head hit the ground of the hotel. I missed the bed completely. Yeah, it was a night. I can tell everybody though before she keeps going because it does get even worse. I think I've had a shot of Fireball once since. I can't even look at it. So anyway, fair enough, fair play.
So the next day, it's our second day of the tournament. We have a really early game. It's really hot because it's like July in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And my dad, the day before, had promised my brother that he would take him mini golfing while we played. So my mom and I get to the softball field. My dad drops us off. He's obviously violently hungover. Like he is gasping for straws at this point. And then he takes my brother mini golfing.
Oh, God.
Right as they leave to go mini golfing, a storm rolls in. So our game is delayed. So we're like, all right, well, we have a bunch of time now. Like, let's go get some breakfast.
And for anybody that doesn't know what Myrtle Beach is like, there's a pancake house like every 5 feet, right? There's restaurants everywhere. So
yeah, and we chose the most local mom and pop's pancake house possible.
Yeah,
we walk in there and it's obvious that everybody knows each other. Like this is a usual like spot for them. We get to the table, and this is where the "that's what she said" in our household was born. Okay, we get to the table. My dad is fighting for his life,
and
then all
drunk,
of a sudden he puts his hand on the table, and the table's sticky. And he was like, oh my God, the table's sticky. And then he looks directly into my mother's eyes and goes, "That's what she said." The way my brother and I start dying of laughter, my mom is so embarrassed. And then it just doesn't stop. Like my brother and I are egging him on, making any kind of joke we can to get him to continue to say that's what she said. But the worst part is my dad just kept getting louder with it. Like he kept
Yeah.
getting more excited about it. Like
I wasn't quiet.
no. And tables were looking at us. Parents with children were like shielding their kids' ears. My mom is so
Mortified.
mad. Okay, my mom is laughing because she's not like a goody two shoes prude that's like, oh, I can't believe you guys are having fun. Like, she was just embarrassed that this is the time and place that we were picking to do this.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's every sentence in this household. I mean, our friends have caught on to it. My friends in high school, a joke would be made and they would race my dad and I to try to say it first. Like, it became like, if our family had a culture, it's potty jokes. Okay. Like we cannot help ourselves. And then obviously that day we went to the championship at 9:00 at night while my dad is on the bleachers, head between his knees, fighting for his life. Didn't you sweat through like 2 shirts that day?
It was a horrific day. So clearly in the morning when your game got postponed, we went to the breakfast and that's when all chaos ensued. I was still very drunk, which shouldn't be a surprise. I split a whole bottle of Fireball with one other person, and I think I got back to the room 2 a.m, maybe 3 a.m, and we were up and out by 7. So clearly I'm still hammered. And then, that's what she said, which is so. It's just one of those divine weird things because I wasn't even a big Office fan. I know you are. You love The Office. You've seen them all a billion times. I always liked it, but
anything with John Krasinski.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. No, he's a fine specimen of a man. I'm old enough to admit it. It wasn't like it was always. I didn't watch it every week, right? So it literally came out of nowhere. Like it was never a joke I made before, nothing. But man, as soon as it started, I couldn't stop. And I literally was like, you hear about comedians when they were young and all they want to do was make their friends or their family laugh. And the more they laughed, the more it egged them on. That's literally how it was for me that day. But it ended. Because after breakfast is when you and your mom had to go back to start the game that was supposed to be and then I went and took your little brother mini golfing in Myrtle Beach in the summer. And I thought it would be a good idea. Maybe it would sweat some of it out. I would feel better. I ate some greasy food. Like I thought I'd feel better. My buddy took his younger daughter with us, and we picked the hilliest, stupid mini golf course out there. It's with the dinosaurs because my son loved them. And so we're walking up and down steps and sweating like unbelievably. And then we go to join you in the game. And not only did you guys make it all the way to the final, of course, like the youngest age group championship game was right behind us.
The 8-year-olds.
Yeah. So my buddy and I probably drank, I'm not even exaggerating. I probably drank 6 or 7 Gatorades. I don't even know how much water. And then, of course, like caffeine, Celsius, Red Bull. It was probably Red Bull. Well,
Celsius wasn't around by then.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it was probably Monster just to stay alive. And so it wasn't getting any better. Like we literally, we didn't even sit next to each other. We were so repulsed by each other's sight because of what we did to one another. Didn't even sit next to each other. And then we get in the championship game and literally right behind, you know how diamonds are like backed up, right? So you have your softball diamond here, you have one here, and then the walkways are in between. There was 8-year-olds right here. So our bleachers were right across from theirs. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to travel softball tournaments, especially with young kids, but they are really, really loud. And they shout, they cheer, they're high pitched, they have cowbells, they're blowing whistles. And I never ever wanted to escape something so badly in my entire life, but I couldn't because it was you. We were 3.5 hours away. And let's be frank, and this is one thing, if there is a serious thing, I'm not a quitter. Like if I put myself in a position, I'm going to get out of it or I'm going to see it through, right? And so we saw it through, but it was the most miserable freaking day. And I haven't had one like that since, just because of that. And it was so bad. When we were driving home at 9 at night, we stopped to get dinner to eat on the way home, and I couldn't even order a burger. Like I couldn't even eat. I couldn't do anything. Nothing. Yeah, it was horrific. But that's how the that's what she said phenomenon with the Gray family started, because we still do it. I do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And our friends do it now. And your friends did it and still do it. And
I have to like physically restrain myself in like at work. Like
I do too.
in any kind of professional setting, I have to restrain myself because, working in a restaurant, there's so many opportunities for that joke to just land. Now, if I'm in the kitchen and people are acting a fool to make it, obviously I'm going to say it. But the minute you go to a table, they're going to say something to you. And if anyone's ever seen the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds,
The greatest.
that's pretty much exactly what it's like to work in a restaurant, just
100%.
with less health code violations, at least where I work. But it is an act of patience, and they'll say something and they've been getting on your nerves the entire time you're at their table, and they finally say something and all you want to do is make that joke. It's like, I can not tell you. I have to like grip my book and my pen like my life depends on it, because I'm like, oh my God, don't say it, 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 don't say it.
Oh, listen, I've been fortunate enough to be in some pretty high level meetings in my profession. Years ago, I worked for a large company. I won't mention who they are till they sponsor us or something. I'm not saying a damn word. But we used to have meetings once a month. And the goal of the meeting, so you have 15 or 12 grown adults once a month getting together. And we ran high volume facilities. Bless you. And so a lot of responsibility. I mean, literally, I was responsible for over 150 people, millions of dollars of revenue. And the whole goal of the meetings was to try and get someone to laugh out loud to make our boss mad. I mean, every single time. And we're in our 30s and 40s, right? Continue that forward. I worked for another company that was a large company, had even more responsibility of that company. And I remember being in a meeting with the board of directors and every executive VP, CEO, and somebody said something and I almost said it out loud. Like I literally I bit my tongue because I was like that. And the person next to me literally said, Scott, did you have something to add? I was like, nope. So it is it's a trigger. Like
It is.
And when we start doing it, your brother's 4 years younger than you. So he would have friends over that are 10, 11 years old, 12.
Yeah, when this started, he didn't even know what it meant. He just
No,
knew like
he just
it was
knew it was
supposed to
funny.
be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he's feeding off of your energy and mine and your mom's. But we would say it all the time. And then we had to recognize, maybe we need to kind of curb that a little bit, because if they're going home saying, Mr. Gray said blah, 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 I didn't want to get a phone call, which thankfully we never did. But it's like, It's almost involuntary. It's almost like breathing. We can't stop. So anyway, you got to learn a little bit more about me today. I did. It is what it is. That's a tame story for the things that I've done in my life previous to being a dad. So we can explore those some other time. But one thing you mentioned is your softball, right? So the other thing, we're big sports family, big. I mean, I think I love my family, I love music, and I love sports. And if that's all I had in this world, I'd be perfectly okay with it. So I played a lot of soccer when I was younger.
Here he goes, guys. He's going to go on his ego trip. Be patient.
Nope, not even a little bit. I played a lot of soccer. Love the sport. I know it's not everybody's favorite, especially here, but it was amazing. Life experiences. It took me to Europe more than once. So loved it. So you and your brother obviously have a love of sports, and your mom played softball and she cheered and everything. So we're a very athletic family, and you played travel softball, college prep, travel softball, like
soccer, basketball, cheer.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you cheered way, way, way back.
Mom,
when you were younger.
Y'all, my mother forced it on me. She was like, just try it. You might like it. At the age that she's forcing this onto me, I'm like at that stage where I'm denouncing like skirts, dresses, and everything pink. And she goes, no, you should cheer.
You did a good job.
I hated it. Every
you only did
minute.
You only did it for a couple of years.
2 years. And then I finally was old enough to go, no.
Yeah.
I am not doing that. That was awful.
Awful. So from a sports perspective, we all love sports, right? And we all usually get along. Sports is almost at my house constantly. If you come over,
music.
Yeah, if you come over and you're expecting to see something other than a sporting event on, you're going to be greatly disappointed. So, the problem is as we got old, as everybody's getting older, we're starting to branch out into different fan bases. And, so I grew up in San Diego. So anything San Diego, I'm a fan of. I wish San Diego was like it was when I grew up in the 80s, but it's not. But I still pull for them. And unfortunately, there's only 2 professional sports teams there that are, at the top level. You got the new MLS team, which I have no loyalty to because I think this is their first year. And then the Padres, which I love the Padres. My daughter is a Dodgers fan, which is like the worst thing to stomach as a Padres fan, lifelong Padres fan. And I know all you Dodger fans out there are going to be like, you're just jealous because the Padres have never won anything and the Dodgers win and la, la, la. Yeah, maybe that's accurate. But if you're from San Diego, if you're from it, you generally speaking, 99% of the time, you don't like anything from LA. And so because of that, like even the Chargers, I was diehard. Jerseys, shirts, hats,
we
pants.
all were.
I used to have pajama pants of the Chargers. I think I might still have them.
If you don't want those anymore, by the way, I will take them.
Yeah. And then they moved to LA and I was like, well, that's all going in the corner of the closet. And I still never wear it. And
I've had to explain that to people too when they're like, oh, well, then why aren't you a Chargers fan? I'm like, because them moving to LA was like the biggest middle finger to San Diego. Like,
big time.
And by the way, real quick, I'm going to defend myself. I'm also a Padres fan. Dad says that I can't be. Shut up. Dad says that I can't be. But my explanation is I became a Dodgers fan when I was 10 because I was on a softball team called the Dodgers. But I also idolized my uncle, my mom's brother. And because he was in the military, he was closer in age to us. Like he's so cool. And he was a Dodgers fan. So I became a Dodgers fan because of my uncle's influence. But I'm still a Padres fan. I still root for the Padres. Every time the Padres and Dodgers play each other, I'm happy with whoever wins. My dad just cannot accept that fact. But anyway, I digress. I defended myself. Continue.
I know. Listen, it is what it is. But, on top of that, what you're saying is people, we live on the East Coast, obviously. And so when they moved, they're like, well, why aren't you still a fan? I was like, no, you don't. What? Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And people still are fans, I'm sure, that live in San Diego. But the way I compare it, especially to people in the Northeast, I would say that's like if the Giants, the New York Football Giants, decided that they wanted to leave New York and went to Philadelphia. You think those New York Giant fans would stay Giant fans?
Hell no.
Hell no, right? So That's why. But the most painstaking existence of being a San Diego sports fan is they're never winning. Like,
No,
like we
never.
just like we just even when we beat the Dodgers 2 years ago, which was great. It was like our Boston Red Sox moment, finally beating the Yankees. At least the Red Sox went on to win a damn World Series, and then we lost to Philadelphia in the freaking National League Championship Series after we overcame the mountain of the Dodgers,
Of the
which
Dodgers.
which is a mountain because they have the highest payroll in baseball, and they're always don't even get me started. I can't stand them. And unfortunately, the majority of my wife's family are all Dodger fans. And so I have to endure watching them. And then I have you. And you are, listen, I will say you do credit both, but you'll still put on your Instagram story when the Dodgers win. And I have to click on it and go, drives me freaking crazy, man.
That's really the only sport, though, that we have differences in, because
That's
with
true.
football, NFL, or we'll start with college. So we moved here, and in California, especially at the time, I don't know if it's any different now because I don't live there. But we weren't aware that college football was like a ride or die thing. And so our neighbors were like, you have to pick either Clemson or USC. And my parents were like, okay, well, what are you guys fans of? And they're like, Clemson. So we're like, cool, Clemson it is. Then I committed to USC. We all went there toward the campus and we were like, Gamecocks. So we're Gamecocks. Like all of us. With NFL, we were the Chargers. And then we were kind of just floating for a little bit, rooted for Green Bay because our family liked Green Bay after the Chargers moved to LA.
And we still root for the Panthers, right? Because we've lived here for almost 20 years. So when they went to the Super Bowl, what was that, 2015 maybe?
2015.
We were all wearing it, including you.
Okay, fair.
We didn't jump on the bandwagon. People may think we were. But we lived in a city where the football team went to the Super Bowl. I mean, of course we're going to root for them. And I still root for them. Too bad they suck every year. It's like living in San Diego after the Air Coryell days. Those of you that are old enough to get that reference, kudos to you. But yeah, and then your mom's family, her mom and stepdad and little brother were Packer fans. They named their dog Packer. So yeah, we were rooting for them a little bit. You never connected.
I forgot about that dog. No, I knew. I just forgot about the dog.
Oh, gotcha. And then my dad, your pop-up, died in 2019, and my dad was from Philadelphia, and my dad was never a big outgoing. Look at me, I'm a big fan of the Eagles, but he was a fan of the Eagles. So now, and my sister, who was born in Philly, has always been an Eagles fan. So we gravitate towards the Eagles now. I don't root against the Chargers.
Again, we joined the Eagles fandom 2019 before the dynasty began. So nobody get all up in these comments right now.
They're not a dynasty yet. They're not a dynasty yet.
Not yet, but we joined before they started being the shit.
That's true. And your brother has an Eagles flag up in his room.
I have the shirt that I wear all the time.
Yeah, so we do that. What's interesting about the college football thing, so, your mom and I, growing up in Southern California, University of Southern California football was huge in the 90s and early 2000s. So we went to a lot of those games courtesy of your grandfather. So we'd go to SC UCLA games, SC Notre Dame games, and we thought it was awesome, right? And these are the Pete Carroll days and the Reggie Bush and the Matt Leinertz and Carson Palmer days, and they were great. And
Insane.
we thought we understood what college football was like. And then we moved to the Southeast, and holy shit. And I'm not crapping on anybody. I know Ohio State's amazing, and I know Penn State's always been good, and Michigan just won.
Ohio State can eat shit.
But
I hate Ohio State.
The South is another freaking level. Like, it's just another level. And until you go to an SEC football game, it's just a different environment. And like I said, I'm not saying it's the only one. I know Ohio State games and Penn State games and Michigan games. I know those are big deals. I get it. But we were Clemson fans because of two reasons. One, your best friend, her whole family went. That's how her mom and dad met, was at Clemson. They're Clemson alumni. So we were Clemson fans. And then our other neighbors, who are still good friends of ours, they met at Clemson. Both of their kids graduated from Clemson. So we're like, okay, Clemson. And then you go to start going to college. You had a Clemson poster in your room. I mean, we were like, oh, it's right there.
It's still on the door.
It's still there. So we thought for sure, okay, Clemson. And then you're like, I think I'm going to go to South Carolina. And we're like, oh, okay. All right. 10-4. And I know Clemson's ACC, not SEC. Don't even come at me in any comments. I know my sports pretty well. But to your point, then we went and toured the campus, et cetera, et cetera. But now you single-handedly are creating a house divided, which, if anybody doesn't know, if you're ever around down here, and they have them other places. Once again, I'm not saying we're anything special, but a lot of families have a kid that goes to South Carolina and their other kid goes to Clemson, so they're a house divided, right? And there's license plates and flags and shirts and all that shit. So when you made the decision to change the direction of where you were going to go to school and your major and getting away from all the drama that followed you to Columbia, I was like, holy shit, we're a house divided. And your mom's like, no way, I'm a Gamecock. And I was like, well, we can't root against Clemson. I mean, our daughter's going to go there. Like, we got to still root for them. So it's going to be very interesting in the final week of the season, the rivalry game, when you're living there. And I know you have that look on you. I'm going to wear garnet. I don't care.
I'm going to wear garnet.
I know. Well, we're going to see after several weeks of being there, we're going to see what happens. But
if I'm not wearing garnet, you can literally laugh in my face when we record the following podcast. I'm going to be in garnet.
Trust me, if this happens, the next episode is going to be me 35 minutes rizzing the shit out of you about purple and orange.
I will be wearing garnet. I will be celebrating Sandstorm. I will be getting the chills during 2001 Space Odyssey. I will be rooting for the Gamecocks.
It's convenient. It's kind of like your Dodger Padre thing. No matter who wins, I'm a winner.
No, really if Clemson wins, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to be so mad. You want to know why? Because then I have Hayden in my ear for the rest of time.
Yeah, that's true. So
the rest of time.
Yeah. Sports, obviously. So baseball is the one. Football, we're all pretty aligned. Like, I still root for the Chargers. I don't want them to do poorly. I just don't represent. Like, I don't hang the flag out in front of my house like I used to, and I don't wear their jerseys and stuff. And, listen, if that team ever goes to the Super Bowl and actually wins instead of getting absolutely demolished like they did in 94 by the 49ers, then I'll be the happiest guy in the world. 100%, right? I really wish the Padres would win a World Series. That'd just be fantastic. If the Phillies just won one not too long ago, so good on them. The Eagles, obviously, we know. If the Panthers could ever pull their shit together and actually put a good team together, I would love it for them. Hockey, you don't watch any hockey, but I'm a Dallas Stars fan. I've been a Dallas Stars fan.
I enjoy watching hockey. I just don't choose to watch it.
It's the best. It is the best playoff sport, hands down. Not even close. The playoffs in hockey are amazing. So we root for the Hurricanes because they're here in Carolina. For whatever reason, they're the only professional sports team that's not in the largest city in the Carolinas, Charlotte. They're in Raleigh. But we've gone up there and watched games. But I'm a Stars fan from the early 90s when they moved from Minnesota down to Dallas, and the Mike Modano days and Darian Hatcher and all those days. So I still root for them. Heartbroken. They've gone to 3 Western Conference finals in a row and lost all 3. They're the only NHL team to ever do that. So once again, my professional sport fandom misery carries on. The only saving grace I had is like I said, I played soccer. I love it. It's my favorite. I'm a Manchester United fan. So now watch all the comments about how shitty Manchester United are. We're about to get, dude.
we are not
right?
going to know peace. Maybe we shouldn't make that a clip because
No, we should. Hey, they say all publicity is good publicity, right?
that
So
is true.
just for all you English Premier League fans that think what you think, because I've heard it a million times. Oh yeah, that's like not knowing baseball and you're a Yankees fan. I get it. I totally get it. But let me tell you why. So in 1991, my buddy Jason, he knows who he is. His parents were from Liverpool and they were Everton fans.
Ugh.
So when I grew up, like his room was plastered with Everton stuff, plastered everywhere. And you know, in the 80s, obviously we didn't have satellite TV and we didn't have the access to everything like we do now, but his parents had a satellite dish to get the Canadian feed of the Premier League games. So in the early 90s, we were, 16, 17 years old. And we went home after school. Him and I and our buddy Mike, who lives in Raleigh, we're still friends. We went to Jason's house and we turned on the game because Everton was playing Manchester United. And Ryan Giggs was a starting left winger for Manchester United, and he's like 6 months older than us. So on paper, he's the same age. I just thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life, that a kid that could be my age is playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world and crushing it. So for all you haters, and there's a lot of them, and in the last 10 years, we've deserved a ton of it. Okay. I'm a United fan, bleed it. I'm a Red Devil. I have our bonus room upstairs. I have a whole wall dedicated to it. I've signed Paul Scholes jerseys. I mean, I love United. And they were the only saving grace of a winning team next year. Because the Stars won the Stanley Cup in 99. The Padres haven't won a World Series. They lost in 98 to the Yankees. And the Chargers.
Me and my homies hate the Yankees
in 94. So they were the only team that I had to hang a championship with. And then Sir Alex retired in 2013, and it's been an utter complete chaos since, mostly because of the Glazers are the worst owners in professional soccer. They're the worst. So hopefully they'll sell someday the majority and they can go on. But anyway, to your point, we share all the other stuff, but this rivalry of the Dodgers-Padres is going to die. It'll never die. It's going to live on forever.
It will never die.
As long as you root for them, we're gonna battle. That's just the way
it will never die. But at least you do have the saving grace. I mean, I love watching soccer. It's one of my favorite things to watch because I've grown up watching it and playing it, and I love the game. I really wish I continued playing soccer, but my dad gave his lungs for soccer and endurance to my brother. Like, I just wasn't built for it. But I love watching soccer. I mean, I would be in my apartment by myself, sitting on the couch and texting my dad watching the game. I also have the biggest crush on one of the players, Rasmus Højlund. When I found out he had a girlfriend, I think I literally shut down. But I digress. I believe her name is Lauren too, and I was like, Amy. But I
awesome.
love watching sports. It's one of my favorite things. I always like catching people off guard too with how much I do know about sports, because it's just one of those things that, like, tale as old as time. Guys are never going to think that girls know what they're talking about when it comes to sports. So when guys are talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, are you talking about the football game last night? Like, that was crazy. That flag was insane. And they're just staring at me like, how does she know what she's talking about? But
right. How the hell do you know that?
And that, I know, like, some girls are going to watch that and be like, oh my God, she's so pick me because she, like, knows her sports. It was forced upon me from a young age. Okay. It was instilled in my soul. It's the only reason that I know it. Okay. So
like I said,
I promise I'm not one of those.
Inescapable. And you wanted to be a sports broadcaster for a long time. So we can talk about that another episode, because we're getting to the time. And my dog's barking.
Ryan's home, I guess.
Yeah, he is.
Also, the only reason that we're doing it this way still, even though my dad is literally right below my butt, we don't have the equipment to be in the same room, to be frank.
Yeah. Exactly.
Enjoy my high school bedroom for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because this is where I'll be, and then I'll be in a new background again.
Yeah. Well, good. What else? Is that it?
I don't know. Nothing much. I'm excited to watch the All-Star game tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the All-Star game tonight. I was happy to see the home run derby winner yesterday.
Yes.
He's a beast. I remember
Beast.
I was listening to it was like the Pat McAfee show, or I think it was, and they were talking about him. In case anybody doesn't know, his name is Cal Raleigh. Sorry. He's a catcher, and even though Aaron Judge has all these huge numbers batting, Raleigh has some really good baseball stats. I think he's hit 38 home runs in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
And he's a catcher. Like he's a catcher. So that alone, if you're a catcher and you can hit, you should be an MVP every time, right? Like
my
that's
gosh,
insane. And he's the first catcher ever to win it.
I remember playing certain softball games, and you'd see the catcher, and you just know, you'd be like, "Oh God, she's third in the lineup. We're all gonna be backing up to the fence. Damn it!"
See,
like you just you just know.
Yeah, and in softball, it's way different. There's not a ton of catchers that are dominant hitters. You know, I mean, there's been some Johnny Bench, Yogi Berra, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm talking Yogi Berra in the freaking 30s. You know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been a ton. Anyway.
Entirely different.
So, anyway, like we said at the beginning, we're going to talk about everything. Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, COVID was a serious topic last week. This is sports and fun, and apparently dad's being hungover making that's what she said jokes. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And like I said, we've gotten a lot of good feedback. If you like it, share it, send it, spread the word. We'd love to get more and more exposure, and appreciate everything.
Yeah, and again, our handles are at the beginning, so if you need to rewind to find them, I also put them in the captions of every social media platform. So they're always available. You guys can find us anywhere. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Yeah, so we really are just going to talk about a little bit of everything, just whatever's on our mind at the moment. We did not start this episode really thinking about any kind of crazy drunk story, but here we are. So that just goes to show we're just fluid. We're having fun. We're just chatting. Chatting. I drawed there.
Yeah, you did.
If anybody ever has a suggestion of what they want to hear, or maybe have a topic that they're like, hey, my dad really just cannot understand this. Can you explain it to your dad and get his feedback? Like anything like that, we are totally open to talking about. Obviously, no topics are off limits. So, but thank you guys again for continuing to tune in. I hope you guys are liking it so far. Any questions, comments, concerns, please comment them. I'm always in the comments answering stuff, especially on TikTok. So don't be shy to DM us, comment, do anything. We are here to listen, and we're here to make this as personable for you guys as possible.
Yep. I can't say it any better. Like we said at the beginning, see the dynamic, help people if we can, talk about some things, share our differences, share our similarities, just have a good time.
Yeah. That was okay, a mic drop of a closeout for me. I'm not going to lie.
It was pretty good.
Not to toot my own horn.
Well, last week my mic drop got edited out because the volume went away.
I didn't do that. So. Okay, guys. Last week's episode was a little weird. I realized that the ending was a little janky. I don't know what happened. My editing software, I had my dad's entire final monologue. We talked about the 4th of July weekend and the Texas tragedy, which still thoughts and prayers, all the love there. And for some reason, the editing software like muted my dad, and I could not get him unmuted. So, and that was like at the witching hour. I was like, I don't have time to re-edit this entire thing.
So do better this time.
I'm surprised my news teacher didn't text me and go, what the hell?
What hell? Yeah, exactly.
But I promise, again, bear with us. We're just starting out, figuring it all out. So I'll do better this week, I promise.
Perfect. All right, kid. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Spread the word. Comment back. Good times. Good luck, everybody.
Bye.